Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to our reading lessons. Before we start, I hope that you are all doing well and you're all staying safe at home. Today, we'll continue our poem, Casey at the Bat. So far, guys, we have studied 6 stanzas of this poem. Today, we'll continue with new stanzas, of course. Before we start, let's remember the main points of the previous stanzas. Mudville 9 team was losing the game. The result was 4-2, and the audience was really upset, was really dissatisfied for this result. The audience was separated into 2 groups. The first group was like disappointed. The other group, they still have hope in changing the results of the match. 2 players were introduced, Flynn and Jimmy Blake, of course. Those players, to the fans, of course, were very weak. They didn't even play well. Then the mood of the audience was changed to be out of excitement, out of joy. Yes, it's due to the entrance of the great player they trust, Casey. The mighty Casey was advancing to the bat. So here they still have hope that Casey will change the results of the match. So far, that was everything we have discussed earlier. Today, we will continue with stanza number 7. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in hoary grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches, black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand. And it's likely they had killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of divine charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dumb sphere flew. But Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, Strike two! We'll stop today here with this stanza, and we'll go back to stanza 7. Let's discuss now the detail, and let's focus on paraphrasing. Paraphrasing, as we mentioned earlier, guys, it's kind of your own interpretation of the poem, like kind of retelling the poem using your own language. Okay, let's look deeper into the lines of stanza 7. Line 1. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. Here, of course, the pronoun him, yes, let's start with this note. Of course, The notes will be written for you guys with the green color. So the pronouns here, him and his, of course, they refer back to whom? Yes, they refer back to Casey. So 10,000 eyes were on Casey as he was just rubbing his hands, okay, with dirt. Why do you think, guys, the audience here was watching Casey? Yes, I think you are able to state that the audience was interested in every single movement Casey is doing. So, another issue about this line, 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. The entire line is considered a visual image, of course. It's considered a visual image. And don't forget the concentration of the fans on every single movement Casey is doing. The second line, 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Yes, someone is thinking about a sound in this line. Yes, here we have the element of imagery, let's say. We have imagery here again in the poem. 5,000 tongues applauded. This statement, I will just rewrite it for you guys. Okay, this statement is considered an audible image. Audible image. You are right if you're thinking about it in this way. So I'll change the color for you to green again so that we make sure. Please don't forget your copybook, don't forget your pencil. Get them. If you didn't do that so far, please get them and write the notes. Make sure you are writing the notes. So 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Again, here we have the concentration of the fans, as I told you earlier, with every single movement, okay, Casey is doing. So line 1 and 2, I'll write it as a general note for you for these lines. The two lines reflect the fans', let's say, admiration, okay, for every action or movement done by Casey. Okay? Line 3, we have nothing here. We finished everything for line 2. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip. Here, in this line, it's obvious that the pitcher was like readying himself to pitch the ball, to throw the ball. I'll just write for you here the meaning of writhing. Usually writhing, actually guys, it's like a twisting movement. Here it's considered contortions of the body. If you want another way to like make it easier, twisting movements of the pitcher in the process of getting ready to pitch the ball. Okay? Then in line 4 we have defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. Before we discuss the meaning of this line, let's talk about some words and you will answer me now. You have to think, you have to paraphrase this line. Defiance here, it's kind of a challenge or confrontation, if you like. The confrontation between Casey and between the pitcher. So you're thinking again about the word, you want to ask me about the word sneer. A sneer curled Casey's lip here. In general, sneer is considered like a mocking smile or a mocking remark done by someone. I'll write it for you. Sneer. This is a general meaning for the word so that you imagine a mocking smile. You know that smile when you have, yes, I need you to tell me now. I will not say it now. You have to think about it. Why it is mentioned here. A mocking smile or remark done by Casey. Now it's your turn to paraphrase the line. Defiance flashed in Casey's eyes, or eyes, sorry, it's not eyes. A sneer curled Casey's lip. Yes, here Casey is kind of taking this hit as a challenge, and a sneer curled Casey's lip. It's a hint by the poet for something, right? Yes, it's a hint for maybe Casey's arrogance. Maybe, yes, maybe it's a hint by the poet for Casey's arrogance. Okay, that's all about stanza 7. And let's check in the coming stanzas. Like, is Casey really arrogant? We don't know. We don't know. Maybe we can consider this here, this phrase as a hint that states the arrogance of Casey. Let's go and head to stanza 8. Line number 1 in stanza 8. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air. First of all, you're thinking and you're asking me now, what's the meaning of hurtling? Don't worry, I'll write it for you. Moving rapidly or moving fast. Rapidly or moving fast, of course. Okay? And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air. Yes? Can you hear? Imagine this like fast ball in the air heading to Casey? Yes, you can imagine it. Can you hear the sound of this fast ball? Yes, you can do that. So someone is mentioning now this statement is considered to be both, yes, a visual image and an audible image at the same time. So the entire line represents visual image and audible image at the same time. Because usually the word hurtling, it's like a very fast ball that you can hear the sound of the ball like hurtling through the air. Okay guys, that was everything for the first line in stanza 8. Let's discuss now the second line. And Casey stood watching it in hoary grandeur there. Yes, you have unfamiliar words. I think it's your turn now to look up some words. rather than depending on the teacher to tell you everything, every single word. Anyway, I will help you out with the word haughty. It means like arrogantly superior. Oh, yes, we're talking about Casey. We're talking about Casey. We'll discuss the meaning of the line after we finish, like, the meaning of unfamiliar vocab. And here we have the word grandeur. Before we start, let's discuss the meaning of this word. Actually, guys, grandeur is the quality of being magnificent or like splendid. I'll write it for you. Okay, now look, take a moment now and think about the meaning of the line. Who can paraphrase this line, guys, after I helped you out with the unfamiliar vocabulary? I'll give you a moment to think. Yes, you've got it. Yes, you're right. When the pitcher, like, threw the ball, Casey was standing there just watching it. But how he was watching the ball? Yes, he was watching it as if, like, he was watching it in arrogant manner. He was watching it arrogantly, as if he is the superior in this game. Yes, this line reflects Casey's arrogance. You're right. This line reflects Casey's arrogance. You're right, guys. Maybe arrogance, maybe can someone like someone now is suggesting maybe it's confidence. It could be confidence. But later we will know if it's arrogance or confidence. Now, line 3. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. Simply, we have here characterization. Someone mentioned it, right? Yes, the sturdy batsman. This is an example of direct characterization. Later, I may refer to it as DC. Okay, the sturdy batsman. Batsman is the ball player, usually who is batting. Unheeded. Who can think about the meaning of the line now? Unheeded, guys, usually it's kind of being disregarded. Okay, so close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. So as if the poet is trying to tell us that this ball that was thrown by the pitcher was disregarded by Casey. Let's see, the coming line will tell us about this more. Line number 4 in stanza 8. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. Yes, it's obvious. That ain't my style. Like this ball that was thrown by the pitcher No, no, no. It's not my style. I don't want to respond to this ball. I don't want to hit this ball back. It's not my style. Yes, now who can paraphrase the entire line, guys? Who can paraphrase the entire line? Yes, this line confirms Casey's arrogance. He's like careless about the first ball. And as a result, strike one, the umpire said, here, the umpire, first of all, he is an official at any sporting event, okay, at the baseball match or at any sporting event. Strike one means Casey missed the first ball, unfortunately. So, let's write this line mirrors Casey's arrogance. Okay? How can you tell that? What's the evidence? When he said, that ain't my style, said Casey. That's the evidence of Casey's arrogance. Okay? As a result, strike one, of course, Casey missed. As a result, for Casey's arrogance, what happened? What happened? Casey missed or ignored, simply he ignored actually the first ball. I'll change the color to green. The third note for this line, I'll just write for you, I'll share with you the meaning of the word umpire. He is an official in a sporting event. Okay, that was everything for stanza 8. Let's move on and proceed to stanza number 9. Line 1. From the benches, black with people, there went up a muffled roar. Of course, here the poet is visualizing the fans on the benches from the other side of the field. He stated black with people. Yes. What does that mean? Who can tell me? Yes. Here we have symbolism. It's the word black. Who can tell me what does that mean? Black with people. Yes, the color here, the black color, symbolizes something, right? If you guys remember what is symbolism, when you use a color to refer to a certain feeling or to convey a certain feeling, not only the colors. Usually you can use any word to symbolize, in your opinion, whatever. River usually symbolizes life, right? So, what do you think here the black color symbolizes with people? People here, of course, they are the fans, right? Okay, I think someone has said the answer. Yes, you are right. Yes. So the audience on the benches were angry. They were frustrated because of Casey. Maybe it's because of Casey. Maybe because of something else we will know in the second line. So from the benches, black with people. Here I'll just write it for you. Black with people, of course, the color, the black color, symbolizes the the anger, let's say the anger and dissatisfaction of the audience or of the fans. Okay, so from the benches black with people there went up a muffled roar. Muffled. I think you remember this word from a previous story when I think the character name was I forgot it actually, when she heard muffled sounds. Courage in the Water. Do you remember this story? Anyway, so we used the word muffled there. Muffled is here representing muffled roar by the audience. It represents like they are not cheering loudly, they are not so excited as they were before. Okay, so I'll just write for you about muffled roar, a general note. Okay, the cheering of the fans, of course, is kind of muted or decreased. Why? Due to their dissatisfaction. They were angry, they were not satisfied at all for what happened with strike 1. Okay? That's why they were less excited. Line 2. Like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Yes, you're right. Someone is so excited about revealing the notes of this line. Since we have like, you are right. I can hear you. All of you agree that here we have a simile. Simile comparing like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Okay? So this line is a simile. First of all, simile, and at the same time, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Simile, at the same time, it reflects something, right? What does it reflect here? Again, yes, you are right. This simile is used by the poet to reflect the fans' anger and frustration and dissatisfaction. That's right. Simile reflecting, okay, the fans' dissatisfaction. Okay, did you get it? Beating of the storm waves on a stern, like the waves that hit the stern of the ship, you remember? And distant shore, even when the waves hit also the shore. When the waves hit the shore. Anyway, this simile, all in all, reflects the fans' dissatisfaction. Let's move on to the next line. Kill him! Kill the Empire! Shouted someone on the stand. As a fan, I need you to put yourself in the fan's shoes. Yes. If you were one of the fans, what would you do for this, for what happened with Casey here, missing the first ball? You would be angry at Casey, sorry? No. Here the fans. Maybe you're right. If you will be angry at Casey, yes, maybe you are right. But here look at the fans. What they are shouting. Kill him. Who? The Empire. Why? Yes, someone said the answer. The fans here are thinking that the Empire is cheating. The Empire is not fair. Kill the Empire. Yes, Casey is here not like doing anything wrong. Kill the Empire. Kill him. Actually, like connecting this statement to your real life, this usually happens in any like sport event when accusing the empire or the official people in charge of being unfair. It happens in our real life. So kill him, kill the empire. Okay, here it stands for the fans accusing the empire of being like wrong or unfair. Okay, the fans are accusing the empire for being wrong or unfair. Okay, so but on the other hand, they have never ever mentioned anything about Casey. They are only accusing the empire. Yes, that's right, because they trust Casey so much. Casey can't be wrong in their opinion. Okay, guys? So, keep it in mind to the fans. Casey can't be wrong. They trust him so much. Let's move to the other line. And it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. Okay, here it means that the fans kind of killed the empire by their words. They have killed him by their words had not Casey raised his hand. As if here Casey can't be wrong at all. Like it's the empire's fault, it's not Casey's fault. Okay, that was everything about this stanza. Let's move to stanza number 10. With a smile of divine charity, great Casey's visage shone. What does that mean? I'll give you a moment until I write for you the meaning of some words. Yes, of course you're asking about the word divine. Divine is an adjective that means if something pleasing or something delightful. Okay? Divine charity, great Casey's visage shone. Yes, if you're asking again about the word visage, it's a noun that means face. Is it clear now? Who can then paraphrase the line? With a smile of divine charity, great Casey's visage shone. Yes, you're right. In the midst of this state of disorder among the audience, in the midst of this disorder among the audience, a pleasing, a delightful smile from Casey's face shone. That's right. It means Casey was smiling at this point of the poem. Why Casey is smiling? Let's read the second line to know why Casey was smiling. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. It's obvious. He stilled. He calmed down the audience, the angry audience, the disappointed audience. They were angry at the empire with a mere smile. Casey settled down the audience. He stilled them with only a mere smile. Okay? I'll just write for you the word tumult. Yes, it means, guys, a state of disorder. Usually it's done by large mass of people. Okay? When you have large mass of people, they will have tumult. Okay? That was everything for the second line in stanza 10. I'll change the color before we proceed to the next line. Another thing, so I just write a general note. Casey, okay, stopped the tumult with a mere smile, with a single smile. He was able to control, to communicate with his audience, to stop them, to calm them down. Next line. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. He signaled to the pitcher. This line actually, guys, again, starts with something. Who can state it? Yes, it's another evidence for Casey's arrogance by signaling to the pitcher as if he's doing it in a showy way. Actually, he's not doing it for to continue the game. Of course, as he mentioned in the earlier line, he bade the game go on, to continue the game. Of course, he signaled to continue the game. He signaled to the pitcher, hey, come on, throw the ball. But in a showy way, it confirms again Casey's arrogance. So the line starts with another evidence for Casey's arrogance. The way he was addressing the pitcher shows or reveals his arrogance. And once more, the dun sphere flew. Again, the ball is thrown by the pitcher. Yes. Do you feel the suspense of what's going to happen? Yes, here we have the element of suspense. What's going to happen? Casey is going to hit the ball or no? Let's read the fourth line. But Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, strike two. Yes, you are right. The umpire said strike two. Unfortunately, again and again, Casey ignored it. This time, and the first time, who can remember what was Casey's reaction for the first ball? I'm just scrolling up to show you. The first time, Casey said, that ain't my style. That ain't my style. It's not my style to hit this ball. I'll ignore it. But the second time in stanza 10, he ignored it. He completely ignored it. So again, what you can say here, yes, I'll write for you a general note about this line. Casey is taking the game so far, of course, to this point, lightly, okay, and he is arrogant. I will not repeat this note. Of course, he ignored it. I don't know why he ignored the second ball. And the umpire, as a result, announced strike 2. As a result, again, Casey missed the second ball. Okay? Casey missed the second ball as a result for his arrogance. He's taking the game very lightly, unfortunately. On the other hand, the audience completely trust Casey. Unfortunately, he's not taking it seriously so far due to his arrogance. What do you expect, guys? What will happen next? Casey is going to be able to change the results of the game? We will know that in the coming stanzas. Please make sure you're writing all the notes and be ready to discuss the last part of this poem in the coming video.